Big 12 basketball last night. Iowa State downs Kansas State, and they did it 78-67, an 11-point win and a cover. I hate Big 12 referees. Once again, I don't like them, and I think they were bad for both teams. For both teams! I had a lot of Kansas State fans in my mentions yesterday saying that Jerome Tang got wrongfully teed up, and that is true, that there was ghost fouls going on. There are fans apparently throwing things at Kansas State bench or yelling stuff at the Kansas State bench, and Jerome Tang wasn't happy about it. That is true. I also thought there were some moments where there were calls that went against Iowa State in the favor of Kansas State in the last 8-10 minutes of the game that I thought, ooh, that wasn't a very good call. It was both ways, again, where the officiating sucked. And because of that, it kind of starts with Tang having the conversation with the officials about the 8-minute mark. And I'm not going to say that Tang's in the wrong here. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a slur. I don't know if it was throwing things to the bench. I don't know what somebody did to fire up Jerome Tang, but I do know Jerome Tang. I have been around Jerome Tang. I have hugged Jerome Tang and know that he's a freaking good dude and wouldn't just blow hot air up our skirts. He was obviously upset about something he probably deserved to be upset for. And I'm not going to come on here and start putting Iowa State fans on blast. What I am going to say is that moment, right or wrong, whatever happened, ruined the flow of the game to the point where neither team got a basket for like the next 4 minutes. And it became unwatchable basketball. Missed free throw, missed free throw, missed free throw, turnover, missed free throw, turnover, foul. There was a point in time in this game where 10 Iowa State possessions, Kansas State got called for 9 fouls. Further proof the officials were not good. And maybe it was leaned toward Kansas State. Maybe they got the shaft a little bit more than Iowa State. But as an objective viewer of this game, I just kept thinking, oh, this is not fun to watch. Iowa State's one of the best defensive teams in the country. And they proved, if you did watch this game, they proved that the defense is what kept them in it. Because when the offense couldn't click for the Cyclones in the second half, the defense was so good. And their offense was great in the first half. I'm not going to say Iowa State's a bad offensive team. They've come along, and 78 points is plenty good. However, the defense in these long stretches where their offense couldn't score is what didn't just keep them in the game, but ultimately won them the game by double digits. Iowa State shot 39 free throws. Kansas State shot 23. If my math is correct, that is 62 free throws. Why? Why do I have to sit and watch a game that has 62 free throws, 47 fouls? Do you think any of us relish in watching that? The product in this conference is once again terrible. Now, speaking of terrible, Tylor Perry, I don't know, man. He was supposed to be the guy that you put the ball in his hands late in the game. He's going to be the free throw guy. He was missing free throws. Tylor Perry is supposed to be the guy that's going to will you to win games at the end of the season and in March. 2 for 8 from 3, 2 for 9 overall, 7 points. When it mattered most, when Iowa State goes on a scoring drought, you expect Tylor Perry to step up and be that guy. And he wasn't again. I have nothing against him. And I thought he was going to be the best, maybe the best transfer guard in the Big 12. Max Highsmith's obviously being good. And Baylor's got a couple guys. And as I start thinking of people in my head, of transfer guards in my head, where does Tylor Perry fit? Right now is someone who is very underwhelming. Hey, bud, guy, friend, we need you to go win this ball game for us because at the very end, we've got a chance. And Arthur Kaluma is one of the best players in the league, maybe the best forward in the league. Can you give us some help? And Tylor Perry just kind of keeps saying no. He's out there. And it sounds so weird to say that because the hype around him, and there might be a Kansas State fan out there who's like, no, Tylor Perry's great. And I could see why that's been drilled in your head because stand-up dude, I guess, he was supposed to be great. But if you just start watching these games, you think, oh my gosh, at what point does Tylor Perry decide to be good at the basketball thing? For Iowa State, you've shown now 2 games in a row without Taman Lipsey. You are still one of the top 5 teams in the Big 12. I know Taman Lipsey played in this game, but he wasn't 100%. And he, at 2 for 10, he didn't impress. 4 of his points coming from the free throw line out of the 8 that he had. He understood at a point in the game, ended up leading the team in assists, that it wasn't his night. He couldn't score So he started passing the basketball expertly. I think Taman Lipsey is a top 5 player in this league. So I'm not trying to crap all over him. What I am saying is, even on a night where he plays poorly, Iowa State can still win. They technically won by double digits. I get the practical thing, but the Jerome Tang knew when he got the technical that was it. That's the game's over at that point. There's no way you can come back. It's probably going to spiral into a double digit game, and it did. But I don't know. Impressed with the Iowa State defense. The defense is what won them the game. Despite them scoring 78 points, I think the Iowa State defense is what won them this game. And Taman Lipsey doesn't have to be an all-star for them to win. Tylor Perry's going to have to be an all-star for Kansas State to win in March. So get that on your radar. Tylor Perry, please play better. Please. Do my friend Jerome a favor and play better. This has been It Always Will Be. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about sports, football even. Locked on. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.